for watching. I've missed you guys so much. It feels so good to be sitting down and filming for you guys today. I am just getting over the flu, so it's been a rough week and a half. And before that, I was living my best life in the Bahamas. So it's funny how I feel like every time I travel, I get back and I end up getting sick, but this one was really bad. So I'm finally feeling more like myself today, so I couldn't wait to sit down and film a new video for you guys. So I had something else in mind for today, but when I looked in the mirror this morning and I saw what my brows looked like, I was like, you know what, let me do a little bit of an updated video because it's been a while since I've shown you like how I shape them, tweeze them, and just kind of like take care of them. So this isn't your typical how I fill in my brows video. So I have no products on my brows as far as like filling them in. I do have a little bit of pencil just kind of like shaping this one to, you know, make them look more even. But these are my brows and you'll see exactly how I got them in this video. I have a couple tricks up my sleeve that I haven't shared. I don't know if I've ever shared them on this channel before, but I think you guys are gonna really enjoy this video, so I hope you are ready. I am sitting down again tomorrow to film a Get Ready With Me, and I'm gonna just fill you in on like what's kind of been going on the past couple of weeks. It's been a little bit crazy over here on my end. So if you wanna see how I got these brows at home, then please keep watching. So just by seeing how much I have grown in, you can tell I've had a little bit of a rough week and a half. I haven't even touched them. So when I woke up this morning, I was like, oh god, I gotta fix these. I was like, you know what? It's been a little bit since my last eyebrow video. So as you can see, my eyebrows are not perfectly even naturally. If you guys have been following me for a while, I did do the microblading a while ago. It's pretty much grown out. There's like a little bit still left over, but I haven't done it in like 2 years. I probably won't ever do it again. I liked it at first, but now looking back, it's not really, I don't know, I didn't like how like perfect they looked. I like them to look a little bit more messy, so what I've been doing just really works for me. Chai, just sit on my lap, come on. Oh my god, look at this girl. Are you kidding me, mommy? I tried to work and you don't let mommy work. What are you doing? So first of all, no lashes. No nails. I soaked my nails up yesterday. One of them broke and they were just becoming a lot. So I was like, you know what? Let me start fresh and let's start new because I'm feeling better finally, thank God. And now she wants more attention. So she sits on her tushy. You sit on your mushy tushy. So yeah, I wanted to give myself a little bit of a break. So all natural today. So I have been doing my own eyebrows at home for a very long time. I'm gonna say probably around like 10 years, which is crazy. I'm allergic to wax, so that ended pretty quickly. And then I did the threading for a little bit, but they always made them too thin, and honestly, it was just so painful that it wasn't worth it for me. So I've been doing my own eyebrows at home forever, and I just prefer it that way. It saves a lot of money, and yeah, I just found the technique that works best for me. So what I always like to do when I am shaping or tweezing my brows is I always like to take my Brow Wiz from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and I like to always first brush them up. And as you guys can see, this brow, the hairs go straight, and on this one they kind of grow like naturally off to the side. So right off the bat they look uneven. But I like the height that this one has. So also this brow is naturally higher than this one. So for whatever reason, my brow hair doesn't ever want to grow like right where I need it to grow. It just grows like down here. So before I go in and tweeze, I like to kind of fill in a little bit just so I can make sure that they're even. So I'm going to take the Granite Brow Wiz and I'm just going to very lightly just fill in a little bit right here. Obviously the goal of shaping your own brows is you want them to be even, so just by filling it in right there, it's going to help mock how this one is a little bit lower. So now you can see since I filled in just a little bit right here, it matches more of my natural brow on this side, which is what I want. So that way I know never to like tweeze too far up, so it just kind of just gives me the reassurance that I'm tweezing in the right area. I am going in with my tweezer. This is the Tweezerman Isaac Mizrahi. I don't even know how long I've had this, but I love the Tweezerman tweezers. They're my favorite. They're really good and they're worth the money in my opinion, especially if you think about how much you're going to be saving by not going and getting it waxed or threaded. So now I'm just going to go in and tweeze all of these hairs that I don't want. Pretty self-explanatory. I can't believe how long these hairs got. How long I haven't done it. While I was away, I don't even think I tweezed them either, so it's probably been a good 2 weeks. Does anyone else always get sick when they go away or when they come back from going away? I feel like anytime I step foot on an airplane, I get sick. And when you're tweezing, you always want to make sure you're doing it like grabbing it in the right area where it's not going to break the hair. You want to make sure you're grabbing it and pulling it out by the root. So me and my boyfriend went on our first vacation together. We went to the Bahamas. So we were actually supposed to be going to Australia for a work trip with Bondi Sands, and it got canceled due to the fires and everything that was going on over there. So obviously that was really disappointing, but he had already taken off work, so we were like, all right, where can we go for a couple days? And he was able to get free rooms down there, so we were like, why not? So I already have my trip planned with my mom. I'm going back February 20th with my mom and my sister for my mom's birthday. That was my gift for her, which I booked before this trip. So clearly that's how much I like the Bahamas. I don't mind going back. I'd go back there every month if I could. So for me, since I do this all the time, I'm not really changing my shape today. You could see it in the areas that are like a little bit more sparse, like right here. I don't have hair that grows there, or if I do, maybe I tweezed it and it hasn't grown back yet. So those are like the areas that I'll just fill in with my Brow Wiz if, you know, I find it necessary. If I'm wearing makeup, obviously I'll go in with the Brow Wiz, the brow powder, the pomade, all of those good things. But yeah, I do a little bit on the top as well. So I'm going to take a little bit more off the top here. So again, what I would recommend for anyone trying to reshape their brows for the first time, or you know, you just kind of want to change the shape a little bit, by filling in, like I mentioned, and just kind of figuring out what shape you want beforehand and then tweezing around it. That's really, really helpful. And again, before you tweeze, just make sure you're looking into a couple mirrors, because some mirrors I look in and I'm like, why do they look even in this mirror? And then another one they don't. So just kind of look in like maybe 2-3 mirrors. Even take a photo of yourself and just kind of make sure before you go in that they're looking the same shape. Okay, so now that they're all cleaned up, actually let me just check the middle. Sometimes I get like little hairs, like blonde ones. I don't even see any though. So then what I like to do next is I like to just, again, brush them up. I'm always brushing them up like as I go. I'm gonna trim them a little bit. I have this little scissor, also from the drugstore, and I'm gonna just trim it a little bit. Like that. These I'm gonna leave on the side. Yeah, they're a little bit more even now, and like I said, these, they don't like to stay up, but I like to draw in little hairs, so I'm not going to trim this one shorter because I don't like them to be too thin. I like how it looks like with a little bit more hair. So next is my favorite part. I do this probably realistically once every 2 months. If I'm going on vacation, I'll always do it because it just makes my eyebrows much darker, so it helps, you know, during the day at the pool or anything like that. I love this. So I use the Just for Men mustache and beard dye. So this one's in dark brown. So I love doing this myself at home because I like to have control of the shape and all of that. I've gotten them professionally tinted before and I just really wasn't happy with it. So this is my go-to. You only have to leave it on for 5 minutes. So you have your little gloves, of course, and they're men's gloves. So my new name is Baby Hands because I have no nails, I have baby hands. Me and my boyfriend were joking about last night, so. Baby hands! So it comes with this tray, the developer, the color, this little guy. And then I like to use these pointy Q-tips, and then also I have these little guys to apply the dye so it's more precise. So first, color base. Again, I'm using dark brown for mine, and I like to just do like a line like that. You can reuse these, so put the cap back on and make sure you're doing it really tight. Developer, same amount. And then with the bottom of this tool, you just want to mix it together. You want to make sure you mix it nice and good, like so, and then scrape off any excess. I always like to get my timer ready also. I don't like to leave them too dark. I left them on too dark and I've used the darker shade than this and I looked like Groucho Marx. And it fades, honestly, it fades a lot quicker than hair dye, which is good. So you want to set your timer for 5 minutes. Once you're done applying it, then you can set the timer. So we're gonna take that mixture with this little brush and start applying it. I like to do a generous amount. You want to make sure you're touching every part of the hair. And what's cool is it kind of stains your skin a little bit underneath, which makes them look darker, so it's like you don't even need microblading. I don't know if you guys have ever tried this, but it's life-changing. And don't worry about getting it like, I like to obviously follow my shape of my brow, but if you mess up or anything, just get like a makeup wipe. You can wipe it off, but you want to make sure you're touching like all the hair. And I'll even go like a little further out too, because I like my eyebrows a little closer together. Shit, sorry I was out of focus. You want to do a decent amount. And the reason you don't want to use like real hair dye is they say it's not safe to use on your face and it could like singe, is that the word? Singe the hair. So don't it's not worth the risk. And these little tools make it a lot easier for like precise application. So again, I'm gonna apply the dye where I applied that brow wiz too. So, and then even this, I'm gonna lift it a little bit to make it a little higher, like I said, because this brow's higher naturally. Okay, so now that I've applied it, let's clean this up because we don't want it to look crazy. So then what I like to do is I will take a makeup wipe and I'll put it over the pointy end and I'll go and I'll clean it up. As it gets darker, you know, you can see where you kind of screwed up more. Is it okay? All right, so I'm gonna start my timer now. I look crazy. Crazy I look. So they look pretty even. Pretty even. All right, so my time is up. I'm gonna go, you just wanna make sure you rinse it out really, really well. I'm gonna just go use warm water and a washcloth. I will be right back. And now I just wash them off. They're looking nice and fresh and dark, and they actually match my hair now. My eyebrows are naturally always super light. I mean, if you're blessed and you have really dark eyebrows, you don't need to do this, but what's cool about it is it dyes, again, like I said, the skin underneath a little bit. So yeah, right now, normally, again, I've had that penciled in because it's a little uneven, but you could see how much darker it made the hair, which I love. So I'm sure you guys have seen the eyebrow lamination. I absolutely love it. I've never tried it, and I definitely would try it. But I know for me, like what I've been liking to do when I don't have any makeup on, which I don't right now, and I'm not gonna be putting it on right now. I'm not gonna show you guys like how I fill in my brows. It hasn't changed since my last video. I still use the Anastasia products. I use the Brow Wiz, I use the brow pomade, the brow powder. But if I have no makeup on, what I like to do is I have this model in a bottle. Who remembers this stuff? I've loved their brand for like years and years now. So it's an eyebrow sealer. So what I like to do is I like to keep my eyebrows up. So the whole thing with the lamination is it holds your brow hairs up more permanently, obviously, or maybe not permanent, but like semi-permanent. So I'm gonna use the sealer and I'm gonna brush my brows up with it. So I'm gonna give it like that similar look, just temporary and easy at home. And it looks good when you don't have any makeup on. Like that. So right now, nothing on my brows besides the dye. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go back with the Ebony Brow Wiz, and I'm just gonna fill in where I filled in earlier because I don't have hair there, so it looks a little bit uneven right now. And by adding this first, you can use a lot less products with your brows, and it's gonna help keep them looking more natural, which is what I like to do right now, at least. So we'll just kind of go over any areas that are looking sparse. And I'll take it and I'll do like strokes. Like that. This is how I do my brows. So this is the final result. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, maybe learned something new. As you guys can see from when I first started the video, like there is a very significant difference, and I am obsessed with this routine because it just is so much easier for when you don't want to put makeup on. You know, I used to always have to fill in my brows and shape them and blah blah blah, but when you do it like this, really all it took was like a couple little strokes with the Brow Wiz just to make sure, you know, they're somewhat even as they can be. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I will be filming another video tomorrow, so definitely stay tuned for that one. I love you guys so much, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.